That's the lesson of the extraordinary young man I told you about when I spoke to you 3 years ago. An Army Ranger, Sergeant First Class Cory Remsburg. A massive IED in Afghanistan nearly killed him. He was in a coma for months with severe traumatic brain injury. And I told you then how, when I saw him in the hospital, he had come out of the coma, but he still couldn't speak. And when I asked him how he was feeling, he slowly brought his hand up, and he pulled his fingers together and he gave a thumbs up. His mom was sitting there with him. A few days ago, I saw Cory and his family again, this time in Phoenix, where they live. So I wanted to give you an update on how he's doing. I suspect it won't surprise you to know that for Cory, the years since he was injured have been very hard. You know, brain surgeries, half a dozen of them. Surgeries to replace part of his skull. Eye surgeries. Special procedures on his lungs. Skin grafts. Skin flaps. All told, dozens of surgeries and procedures. Rehab has been grueling. On a typical day, Cory wakes up and spends hours in therapy. Physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. The progress has come slowly, but it has come. He had to learn the simple things all over again: how to speak, how to write his name, how to throw a ball. This past spring, he reached another milestone. After years in the hospital and rehab facilities, he finally came home, greeted by hundreds of neighbors and friends, waving American flags. And so when I saw Cory a few days ago, he's still blind in one eye. He still struggles to move his left side. But the young man I had seen in that hospital bed, unable to speak, barely able to move, this time he was in a chair, sitting up, alert, smiling, talking, and then he wanted to show me something. And he leaned out of his chair, and he reached out and he grabbed his walker. And with the help of his parents, he pulled himself forward. And he stood up, and he looked at me. He gave me a sharp salute. He said, "Rangers lead the way." And his stepmom held one arm for balance,